What is going on, everyone? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. So for those that are joining in for their first time, my name is Ricky. I have a little bit over 146 or 147,000 subscribers within the YouTube platform. I have a little bit over 95,000 members within our free trading community. So if you've ever wanted to get started in investing in the stock market and surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, you could only imagine how amazing it can be to be a part of one of the largest and fastest growing private networking groups right now, right? So it's actually on this side. So you guys can see all the people that are tuning in live. If you guys are excited for this week and all the money that, or all the opportunity, let me say that a little bit better, all the opportunity that we can take advantage of, I want you to tell me why it is that you're excited for this week. Okay, Google, volume 1. Let's see it. So let's go ahead and hear it. You guys will see. So we have an amazing community. It's probably one of the most active communities that I've seen that's out there. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you guys can see when I go live and stuff like that. You guys can see by my Instagram posts and stuff. But what's going on? So I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. And I wanted to talk about, so this Sunday Stock Talk, like many of you guys know, we pretty much just break down stocks for about the first 10 to 15 minutes about stocks that I see value in. I break them down and why is it that I see value in those specific stocks. And then after that, I dedicate the remainder of the time, so maybe 15, 30 minutes, and I start to break down stocks that people recommend. So if you're going to recommend a certain stock for me to break down, I'm going to ask you for 3 things. The first one is it needs to be actively trending up, so above the EMA, and the direction of the EMA should be pointing up on the 180-day chart. If it's not, then please refrain from calling it out. All we want to focus on are stocks that are actively trending up. And with that being said, if you call out something on that with that ticker symbol call out and it's not actively trending down, I'm not going to waste my time breaking it down. So all I ask you guys is to put it in the ticker call out format. And then, if you really see a lot of value in it and it offers a pretty decent potential for profit, then, I'll go ahead and break it down. If not, then again, there's no reason to call it out. Just sit back, get relaxed, and maybe get a little sticky note and a pen, and we can start breaking down some stocks together. So let's go ahead and kind of get this going. I want to see how many people are joining us live. So for all those that are tuning in live right now, if you guys want to comment just your name or where you're from, I want to see how many people we have tuning in live. Let's see. All right, so fresh epics. Again, I'm not going to break them down right now. So just give me some time until till I do my breakdowns. So sub tech but screw, live in Texas, LPP, boom, what's up? Vermont, Cali, Bacon X. Ooh, there we go. Wow. This is the best part. So what's going on? What's up, Angel? I saw that you floated up. There we go. That is so freaking cool. I see some New York, I see some Texas, Chicago, Orlando, El Paso, AZ, what's going on? Woo woo. Orlando, Michigan, Philly, Dominican Republic, Ontario, North Carolina. Man, all right, we got people from all over the place. Indiana, I thought it said India for a second. Connecticut, Minnesota, Bahamas. Ooh, I like that. Michigan, Arkansas, Michigan, Party City, Ukraine. What's going on? Is that Emmanuel? What's going on? Utah, Portland, Oregon, Arkansas. There we go. Long Beach, Guatemala, Philippines. Oh, man, we got people from everywhere. All right, and I'm going to, guys. All right, you guys are freaking crazy. So I'm going to have 3 announcements at the end of the live stream, so if you guys can join us to the very end, I would encourage you. We're starting a new YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel is going to be, people have asked me, like, what's my day-to-day life? And I'm going to dedicate a completely new channel, and it's going to not only showcase 1 video a week, but it's going to be a very, we're partnering up with a photographer. We have the first video filmed and edited already. It's going to be an amazing intro video. It's going to be about 3 minutes long, and we're just going to do weekly cinematic videos, something that shows about, how it is to, running these series of businesses, kind of like a lifestyle type of video that's short, 3 to 5 minutes, maybe doing some fun activities throughout the week. But for all those that are going to want to subscribe to that, I would encourage you to, it's going to be the first link in the description if you guys haven't subscribed to it already. I know that I can get it within 24 hours to over 1,000 subscribers, and that's going to be pretty cool. Tomorrow I'm going to be posting the first video. I want to give a shout out to Aaron. He's actually the filmer and editor that's going to be managing that entire, what's it called? YouTube page, and it's not only going to be me on that YouTube page. You're going to be able to capture and see how it is that, you know, the people that I live with, like how it is that we live, the businesses that we run, and a bunch of different stuff like that. So again, if you don't see the first link in the description, you might want to refresh the page, and then you can it'll pop up again. It's a new YouTube channel. It barely has just a picture of me, so we just created it. The name isn't gonna like stick. We're gonna be changing everything, but I just wanted to put that out there because tomorrow I'm going to be tomorrow I'm going to be uploading the first video. So get some likes in this stream, guys. All right, so that is pretty much it. So is it possible? Is it possible to ever meet you and hang out with you guys one day? Yeah. So that's the really cool thing that we're going to be doing is, as many of you guys know, we're working on establishing an HQ for TechBud. So you guys can come in, meet us in person, work with us, not only for trading. So I'm going to be hosting a place where you guys can dock up your laptops and start trading like right then and there with people like in person. It's going to be completely. Like, that's my goal. That's been my goal from the very beginning. As well as we're going to have a series of other companies that we're partnered up with, as in software companies, marketing companies, development companies, and brand building companies that are going to be established in that HQ. And for any of you guys that want to start your own business or want to be affiliated with any of the companies that we are partnered with, then it's going to be like a one-stop shop for everything, and that's going to be the goal. So I'm going to give you guys more details later down the road. It is going to be in Arizona. It is going to be like a physical location where me and the partners that I have are going to be there working all day, and that's what I want. I want it to be kind of like a nice little modern place that I can just hang out, surround myself with very motivated and like-minded individuals, and yeah, so that is really just it. So I'll bring back the trading floor. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that's gonna be it. So Don, I'm gonna expect you there. So Don, I'm going to expect you to come on in and dock up your computer, and we're going to be trading side by side with one another. So that's going to be the goal. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to be doing some raw breakdowns on stocks that I see value in, and that's going to just be it. So if you guys are excited for, you know, the HQ, if you guys are excited for the new YouTube channel, or just excited because it's Sunday and we're going to do the Sunday stock talk in this upcoming week, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'm super pumped, and you know, there's no question that 2018 is not going to be just an amazing year for, you know, those that are watching, but those that are going to be able to like partner up with us and stuff like that. So it's a true blessing that, you know, we're able to do this, and you know, it's going to be super cool. I would not be surprised if we would get an increase of people that would actually start to move to Arizona around this HQ because of the influence I think that it could really have to act as a catalyst for, you know, a lot of these individuals. Because a lot of you guys are very motivated, but just need that structure. And my team is very structured, and that's something that, you know, has definitely assisted in our success as well. So yeah, so you guys are saying establish these HQs in different locations. That's going to be the goal. So yeah, let's do it. Time to make that money, team. So let's start doing some breakdowns and let's get to it. So can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Let's actually do this. So I actually want to give a shout out to one of our traders that actually called this one out. So obviously, as you guys know, I receive a number of direct messages every single day. Let me actually pause this. So as you guys know, I receive a number of direct messages every single day, right? And I do a series of breakdowns. I still have a bunch that I have to catch up on. As you guys can see on my Discord, I try to catch up on a couple, but there's still a couple more that I have to catch up on. But one of the breakdowns that I just came across was LABU. I actually came across it, I think, on Thursday, and it was when it was starting to show signs of a reversal. Someone was asking me, hey, is it LAB? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it LABD? The inverse ETF? Yeah, so it's LABD. And I'm looking at two of my screens right now. So LABD right now is people were saying that, hey, because it's very close to this SMA line, they thought that it was going to bounce, right? It kind of makes sense. Like, it would almost bounce at this SMA line. And I was like, look at the previous time that it was showing signs of this descending pattern and how it did not validate that as a support, right? It has validated it before as a resistance, but even then, it's not a very accurate indicator. And that's something that you want to understand. Now, I looked at the inverse ETF, and although people were saying, hey, is it time to potentially invest in LABD, what I saw was LABU showed more of a consistent and horizontal pattern. You guys know that I find that very attractive. Think about the ETFs that I trade and which ones out of the two that I tend to focus on most. If I tell you which one do I trade the most, JNUG or JDST, a lot of you would understand that I tend to trade JDST most because it's more horizontal. It doesn't decay at such an aggressive pace. Same thing with DGAS and UGAS. Which ones do I like to trade most? DGAS, because it doesn't decay at such a rapid pace. Now, when it comes down to LABU and LABD, it doesn't mean that one is more profitable than the other. It's just the pattern is a little bit more consistent in my opinion. And that's why I decide to focus on those patterns, because they make sense to me. You focus on the patterns that make sense to you. I have 3 rules within my live stream and within every single video and every single group chat and platform that I have to offer. Never invest based on other people's opinion, and especially not mine. I'm no exception. Never invest in what you don't understand. As in, like, if you don't understand the pattern, or you don't understand why a stock rose up, or you don't understand, why it pulled back so aggressively, dedicate time to learn what caused that catalyst that drove the price up or down. And then the last thing is always have a plan. If you're someone, you know how they say, a man with a plan, right? So if you're someone that has a plan, you understand where you're getting in, where you're selling, and where you can cut your losses or cover profits. You have a plan and you have a better understanding. You have an expectation of what can and cannot or what can happen, right? Both for good and for bad. So with that understanding, you are prepared and set. I just want to make sure that you guys know this before moving on to my breakdowns. None of these are stock suggestions. These are all just breakdowns. These are all just my opinion. Please do not trade based on anything it is that I say. Very clear and simple. So we can see. So what I'm going to do right here is that I'm going to be able to right click. So I'm going to do this. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and extend to the right. So you can see that a very common support. Do you see this price point? Again, just doing a technical analysis. Very common support at around $70. Do you see this? It bounced here once. It's bounced here again. It's done a lot of consolidation at around that $70 price point. So it would make sense on why it would have bounced there. And then again, it doesn't mean that you buy at $70. It means that you wait for the confirmation. As you see, on Friday, we got the confirmation that it started to actively trend up, even on Thursday, that it started to actively trend up and show signs of this potential reversal. It also makes sense on why on LABD, it actually broke below that support and it started showing more signs of a downward pattern, right? That EMA line is pointing down. That's showing signs of a descending pattern. So it makes sense on why LABU is showing signs of a potential uptrend. But what's the potential? So again, there's another 3 questions that I ask you to ask yourself every single time before you take a position. And then I've made a video about this within YouTube already. And it's, do you understand the pattern? And the reason that I say that is, do you understand when there's a break-up pattern so you can cover profits or cut losses, right? And then the second question is the opportunity cost worth taking? Is the margin of profit something that's attractive to you? And if so, then great. If it's not, then, probably it's not a position worth taking. And then the last thing that you want to ask yourself is, I just had a brain fart. So there's 3 questions that you want to ask yourself. Let me, I forgot my own rules. But right here, so from $80 to $85. The reason that I say $85 is I'm going to be using the SMA line as a potential resistance, right? Because it validated as a previous resistance before, and it's confirmed this as a potential support before. So again, old support levels become new resistance levels. So from $80 to about 85. Yes, it can go a little bit higher, but I'm just going to be conservative and just be like 85. That offers a little bit over 6% potential for profit, 6.62%, right? Even if you end up buying at highs of $80, even, although you can buy at around like 77, right where the EMA line, as long as the EMA line is still pointing up and you sell at 85, that's almost 10%. That's almost 10% profit. So ask yourself, what is your weekly goal? Is your weekly goal 3%? 5% growth, 10% growth, 20% growth, and what stock are you trading? What quality stock are you trading and waiting for to confirm that uptrend that is going to get you to your weekly goal? That's what I want you to focus on. Forget about all the noise that everyone is talking about. Pick 1 or 2 stocks that you want to trade and see value in this week, that you plan out from entry to exit to stop loss. Just like I do with every person that I mentor within Learn, Plan, Profit. It's a requirement every single Sunday or Monday that you post under the group alerts your top stock for the week. You don't need to post 10, you need to post 1. Minimum of 1. Max 2, really. And with that understanding, you stay very micro-focused and you understand what it is that you're waiting for. So what do I need for LABU? for me to see value. Well, it's been actively trending up. It's been nothing but green. So if it pulls back, I want to make sure that it confirms the EMA line as a support. If it pulls back, it doesn't actually have to. It can continue making highs and then push all the way up to, about $86 with the SMA line, or 85, right? But for what I see is, if there is a slight pullback, then I want to make sure that it continues to hold above the EMA line and that the direction of the EMA line continues to point up. So what I can do is I'm going to set my alert if there's a break of pattern, and that's going to be when it breaks below the EMA. And I can revisit it to see if there's a complete break of pattern, if the candles actually start to trend below. There we go. And I'm also going to set my alert if there is a break above 80, so if it makes highs. There we go. So in my opinion, the margin of profit is worth it. The uptrend pattern is solid, right? And then the overall pattern is pretty consistent. So I understand the pattern, I understand the risk involved, and the opportunity cost is worth taking. So with those 3 steps, okay, so that was the last thing. Make sure that the risk management is something that you understand and it's worth taking. But overall, I understand the overall pattern. I understand that the opportunity cost is worth taking. And out of every other stock that I've seen right now, this is supposedly my top one. So what I can do is I'm going to write it down here, LABU. And I can follow up with it after I do my breakdowns on all the stocks in my watch list. I will pick one, or out of all the stocks, I will see which one I resonate the most, the best with, and then what stock I want to focus on for this week. So that is my breakdown for LABU. How many of you guys were able to understand that? Was that good? Let's see. Alberto is saying, marry me. I'm sorry, brother. But no. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I'm not doing breakdowns right now, Ida. So just give me a couple minutes. Perfect. All right, so we're all good here? All right, sounds good. Again, I'm not doing any breakdowns right now, so I'm still focusing on the stocks that I see value in. What's up, brother? Yeah? All right, later, man. All right, sounds good. So you guys understand the overall pattern. Again, what is I saw and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to start going down the list. So following up with Ford, I think that Ford is a little bit overextended with the price point of $11.50. So I'm not going to dedicate too much time on that. SQ was showing signs of a potential reversal. It showed somewhat of a support at around $45. Obviously, it broke below that, but it's too close to earnings. Yes, it's showing signs of an uptrend pattern, but just due to how it's been trading, it's going to be a little bit too much of a high risk for me. Man, I thought I had that fly. So the overall opportunity cost when it comes down to HQ is definitely worth it. It's too close to earnings, and you guys know how I don't like holding a stock during earnings. And I have a video on YouTube, so utilize the YouTube search bar on searching up why I don't hold stocks during earnings, and there's a video for that. But yeah, that's the reason that I'm going to. I'm actually going to set my alerts because I want to set my alerts and follow up with this one in about 3 days. So we're going to do that. Here we go. Very simple. Again, just going down the list. So this is ticker symbol M for Macy's. Do you guys remember when we called this one out? It was sub 30. Look where it's at right now. Over 11% profit. I think this was in our last Sunday stock talk, if I'm not mistaken. We called out the resistance at $31. Can you guys see, am I a magician, right? Am I a magician or am I a wizard on why I called out the resistance at $31? First of all, it exceeded $31, but do you see why I called it out at $31. Previous resistance. It was showing signs of this ascending uptrend pattern, validating the SMA line as a support, and it shows on why it would be a resistance, right? Now it's showing to be a little bit overextended. So you ask yourself, so you have to realize one of two things. It's not such a good deal right now, and yes, it can continue to actively trend up, but it's only a matter of time, especially because its earnings is coming up, for it to pull back and then continue the uptrend pattern. So just ask yourself, is this the best deal that you can take advantage of right now? In my opinion, no, it's a little bit overextended. Yes, I understand that there's always a possibility for this thing to continue to push up, but it just doesn't look like a good deal for me right now. And how do I know that? Looking at previous price points, doing my own technical analysis, I could see that it's not at a good price point. It's very overextended, RSI. Very simple. And then the MACD indicator is also showing to be overextended. So just breaking that down very quickly. Now, this is the interesting one. And this is going to be the one that I'm going to want to follow up with tomorrow after the market opens. So what we could see here is signs of this potential bear flag pattern. So I called it out. I traded JDST last week, right? And the reason that I traded JDST was because of the uptrend pattern that it was showing, and also because /GC, which is the future, right, for JNUG and JDST, it works the correlation is very well with that, right? It works very well. It was reaching this price point of 1320. For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, did I not go live? We do they get to watch me trade live every single morning for about 30 minutes to an hour. And we were doing a technical analysis, and it came down to talking about when I'm going to cover my position on JDST. And I ended up covering my position. The reason why was because I saw that it was approaching 1320 and that this was a very strong previous support. So what I did was okay, I'll cover profits here. And if it continues to descend, I'll jump back into JDST. But then if it continues to reverse, I'll move my attention on over to JNUG, right, which is the inverse ETF. And as you can see, it's showing signs of this reversal. Now, it had one green day. Don't think that now JNUG is going to go to the moon. But just do understand that there is this margin of profit that /GC has to fulfill. Not that has to fulfill, but has traded between, so this very horizontal pattern before. So if this thing starts to push up, just know that that would act as a catalyst on why JNUG would bounce here, break above the EMA, and then start to continue to trend up and maybe hit highs of 1550. The margin of profit there should be anywhere from around 5 to 8%. And ask yourself, is that opportunity cost worth trading? Do you understand the pattern? Do you understand the correlation? And if so, great. So I'm going to write that one down as that being one of my top stocks for the week. And I'm going to follow up with that one tomorrow at market open. So can you guys let me know if that makes sense? Guys, I had some in and out today. So Oscar's asking, what site do you use to find these stocks? A great resource that we have, both within Learn Plan Profit and TechBud Solutions, is our Discord chats. So what we do within, what you can do within TechBud Solutions is if you are part of our group, then you can go ahead and let's see. It's right here. Charting and pattern. Okay, no. Let's see. Right here. So it's going to be the group watch list, and it's where people call out a series of stocks. That doesn't mean that you guys should be trading any of these stocks. All it means is that there's this resource where people break down and talk about the stocks that they see value in, and they share it with the group. So you can do your own technical analysis based on all these stocks that everyone else has broken down already. But within the Learn Plan Profit group, it's a little bit more active and it's a little bit more structured. And you can see that we all almost on an everyday basis, there's someone that posts something new and they do their own breakdowns, their own technical analysis, and that's how I find a lot of these stocks. I'm actively talking to a lot of the members within my private group of Learn Plan Profit as well as TechBud Solutions, and I come across a series of these stocks. I don't scan for stocks anymore. I have so many good stocks that are within our group chat that I don't need to, right? The whole point of scanning is to find something that's relevant or that offers potential, but I'm already given a good amount of stocks, and that's why I make these videos. So yeah, networking. Couldn't say it better, Arturo, my bad. Actually, this is going to be an interesting one. DGAS was one of the positions that I closed on. So if you guys watched my video on Friday, you guys, for those that were part of Learn Plan Profit, were able to watch me trade live and saw me cover profits of a little bit over $1,600. Now, for all those that joined me on my live stream on Instagram, you guys noticed that I took another small position on DGAS, and I ended up closing the day a little bit over $1,800 profit, which was the screenshot that you guys saw. The reason why was, and again, this is just my breakdown. This is not a suggestion, nothing like that. I think that based on the previous pattern that DGAS shows, do you guys see this consolidation, this margin on where DGAS usually trades at? From low points to high points, can you see why I saw this to be a good deal? Do you see why? Look at this range. And again, if it's all about buying something at a good deal, great. We thought that it was a good deal. It's now actively trending up above this EMA, and it has all this margin to recover. $30 being the ideal sell point. Doesn't mean that it actually has to hit 30, as last time it ended up hitting highs of almost 30, around $29.90. So just take that into consideration. It offers this margin of profit. It's still low enough where I find it to be attractive, but I want to see how natural gas performs. Natural gas is still showing signs of a sell-off, but it did show signs of a slight reversal, especially during these extended hours. I want to see if it pushes up and then gets rejected by the EMA. The EMA line is pointing down. That's in favor of DGAS, but also it might end up reversing. Who knows? Especially with the very strong resistance that natural gas previously had at 2.75. It might bounce at that exact price point. If you guys see, it was 2.756. Again, old resistance levels, as you can see, can become new support levels. So we might get a bounce here. And that's why I want to wait. So what I'm going to wait for, so for those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit, what I'm going to do tomorrow at Market Open, when you guys get to watch me trade live, is I'm going to see if natural gas can push up, get rejected by the EMA, or continue to push up. And that would give me the understanding if I want to take a position on DGAS or on UGAS. Right now, based on the technical analysis that I have on DGAS, it would make sense on why I would want to trade this. But if natural gas breaks above that EMA line and then continues to recover, then I'm going to move my attention on over to UGAS, because that's the one that's going to actively trend up, because I understand that correlation. If you don't understand that correlation, don't overwhelm yourself. All you have to do is dedicate a little bit of time to understand the patterns between the /NG and UGAS itself. Very simple. So there's a bunch of futures, there's a bunch of ETFs that you guys all have access to. For those that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit, I've shared a series of files and links and websites and resources that I utilize to get a better understanding on how to find these and stuff like that. So so DGAS is definitely one that I'm going to follow up with for this week. So DRIP, people continue to ask me about DRIP. DRIP is showing signs of a potential reversal, and also looking at /CL. Where's that bad boy at? Let's see. It's not even there. /CL. But /CL is still doing a lot of consolidation. A lot of consolidation at this price point. There's no confirmation of a reversal. What have I said time after time? Gush. Until Gush breaks below $30, until it shows a complete reversal, I'm not going to swing trade DRIP, which is the inverse ETF of Gush. Very simple. So I don't even want to dedicate too much time into that. So this is XHB. So I went live in the TechBuds chat. We're now doing a weekly stream for the TechBuds chat. So one thing that was called out was XHB. And XHB has been showing signs of this descending pattern, and I would not encourage, especially if you're brand new to trading, I would not encourage you to even focus on this if you're brand new to trading, because it's a little bit more risky because it's descending. But with this understanding, it's been very consistent. It just broke above the EMA recently, and it has the resistance, I think, right around $41 to maybe highs of like $41.50. Overall, it's not a huge margin, around 3 to 4%. But the pattern has been so consistent that 3 to 4%, it's still a decent amount to grow your account, especially within a short time or a weekly period. So with that understanding, it has a pretty consistent pattern. It makes sense on why it would continue to push up based on its previous patterns. The last thing is the opportunity cost worth taking? And if so, great. If not, then don't even worry about it. So that's not one that I'm really going to keep a very close eye out for. This is going to be one of the last ones that I think I'm going to talk about. I talked about LABU, JNUG, DGAS, and then the last one that I'm going to be talking about is USLV. Can you guys? I want you guys to participate in this one. Can you see why I would potentially see value in USLV? Also, if I'm not mistaken, the future for this is this. Yeah, SI. So can you see why? So looking at this, consolidating very well where the SMA line is at, showing signs of this bear flag pattern with a horizontal support and a descending kind of resistance, right? Can you see why I would see value in something like the pattern of SI, which then correlates on over to USLV? I want to see if you guys can participate and help me break this one down. What is it that I would want to wait for on USLV? So what's the pattern that you guys see going on here? So it is actively trending down. No question about that. It is actively trending down right now. What is it with USLV that I would need it to do right up within this week, or to even consider it as a potential ETF for me to invest my hard-earned money? So break above the EMA line. That's correct. What else? So yes, it does offer a horizontal pattern. Where would I see the resistance? Again, being a little conservative, I would see the resistance to be right around $11. Yes, it's gone above $11 before. Come on, resistance line. Yes, it's gone above $11 before, but I find this to be a much more consistent pattern. Can it go below $10? 100%. It's gone to, even in the $9, right? It sometimes takes a little bit longer for it to reverse. So again, I need it to break above this EMA line. That's why you see my alert set here. What else? I understand the horizontal pattern. What else do I need? Yep. Let's see. Yep, consolidate, resistance, MACD reversal. Let's see. Come on, guys. Okay, so we got someone close. MACD. Yep. And yeah, so a lot of you guys got it. I just wanted to get a couple people to focus on that. So do you see like when and I'm gonna make a video for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit, a specific video talking about how it is that I utilize the MACD indicator, and I've done it before, but just a little bit more in depth on how this curling pattern, how this MACD indicator can give you a better understanding. Again, you never want to rely on an indicator, but how it could give you a better understanding on when a reversal might be permanent within the next series of days. You could see that it started to show signs of it being overextended, right? You could see that it was way oversold based on previous patterns, but what other thing can you see on why it might start to reverse? The MACD indicator can be an amazing indicator to use to get a better understanding on when these bars start to descend or start to peak out. Then you can get the understanding that, okay, they're starting to really peak out and almost be the same length. Now they're starting to descend. That's when I have the confirmation that, okay, this reversal might start to happen. I might want to cover profits. Same thing when it starts to reverse, right? Now it's showing signs of a potential reversal. MACD is great. I didn't get it. There's a little fly. But the RSI is there. But now I just need to wait for the confirmation. I can set my alert at 11:20 just in case I want to set it there, just so I can be a little bit more active. But altogether, I want to make sure that the MACD indicator is starting to show signs of an uptrend, that the RSI starts to point up, and that the EMA line starts to point up as well. Very important. Don't just wait for the candles to break above the EMA. That doesn't mean anything. Do you see on when it broke above the EMA here, but then it still got rejected? When it breaks above the EMA, it does not mean anything. It could be a fake reversal, right? But when it breaks above the EMA and then it continues to hold and then starts to show this staircase pattern, you'll see the EMA line, instead of it pointing down, if you were to put a little arrow at the end of that line, what direction would it be pointing? And I want to make sure that whatever position I take for a swing trade, that the direction of that EMA line is pointing up if there were to be an arrow on it. And I know that when it breaks above and then it starts to show signs of a staircase pattern, it will start to indicate and start to curl back up, and then that EMA line, that direction will start pointing up. Yes, I'm going to miss out on some margin, but at least I can give myself the reassurance that I'm understanding the pattern a little bit more, that it validated that previous support, and that we're now actively trending up. And that's worth the risk for me. Very simple. And that's going to be the last one. So that's going to be USLV. Okay. The arrow. Damn it. I should have known. Oh my goodness. Don, you cracked me up. Don, I actually got your email today. So I didn't have time to review it or watch the video yet. But I will review it by the end of the day. So, okay. So I'm going to be breaking down a total of 10 stocks that you guys all call out. They all have to be in the ticker format, ticker call out format. And they need to all be actively trending up above the 180-day EMA. If they're not, or if they're not even close to the support or showing signs of a reversal, I'm not going to spend more than 5 seconds on it. Very simple. So don't invest all this time if it's not actively trending up. All we're focusing on is quality. So, Ricky, your SMA is at 50? No, my SMA is at 180. Thank you. Oh, Angel, I thought you were just putting out the ticker call out format. What's going on, Muhammad? Woo woo. What is this? COF? You messed out that ticker symbol call out format. So COF. Muhammad, this one's not actively trending up. I can't spend, I'm sorry, not Muhammad, Angel. It's not actively trending up. I can't spend too much time on it. So I'm going to move on. We got ticker symbol ERX. So ERX, who was that from? Fresh Epics. Okay, and another thing that I should probably talk about. Also, make sure that it's a good deal. This thing is way overextended. I guess this is why you guys are calling it out. So yes, it is actively trending up. Yes, it was showing signs of growth. But do you see how overextended it looks now based on the previous patterns? Wouldn't it almost make sense looking at this? Can't we all see that based on previous patterns, when it shows to be this overextended, it tends to curl and reverse back down? So is this the best deal where I could buy now and hopefully sell later? Yes, there's always that potential that it can reverse back up. But in reality, looking at the technicals, it would make sense on why this would pull back, potentially bounce at the SMA, which would then be a much better deal, start to curl and show this reversal pattern, and then start to trend up. And that's when I would see value in it. Not right now. So decent call out, just not right now. HUBS. So HUBS. So, okay. This one's not a bad one. It is showing signs of this descending pattern, but it's very close to the SMA, which has previously validated this before. I would really, based on the previous patterns, and also watch out for the earnings, you can see this descending pattern, right? This descending resistance that it's been having, this descending resistance, descending support. There needs to be a break of pattern. So let's set our alerts and follow up with this one when it actually starts to make higher highs. Very simple. So let's set our alerts when it breaks above 110 and then revisit this one. Until then, it's still showing signs of a descending pattern. It still has not validated the SMA line as a support. And if it continues to descend, then there's a break of pattern right there. So then we don't want to invest too much time focusing on that. So that is the second breakdown. Let's see what you guys have going on. So NUGT shows a very similar pattern to JNUG, which I've already broken down. So again, there's a correlation between /GC and JNUG and NUGT. So if we see that /GC holds above the 1320 price point and then starts to curl back up, then that would be in favor of NUGT, right, and JNUG. But if we see it then get rejected and then break below 1320, then JDST and DUST will start to trend down. And again, the reason that I know all these ticker symbols is because I am obsessed, right? I do this every single day on a consistent basis. And I just invest short periods of time to actively always be doing some technical analysis. That's my life, right? So if you guys want to become familiar, don't think that I know everything. 100% I don't. I know what it is that I trade because I do it on such a consistent basis. And yeah. Let's see. Sorry. Whoa. All right. Holy moly. Let's see. KEM. All right, so KEM is still actively trending down. Again, it is close to a $17 price point, but no signs of a reversal. So not going to break that down. I do not quiz them at the end. No, I mean, they have the opportunity to message me every single day. So I just follow up with them usually on a weekly basis. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Sprint and T-Mobile merger. What are your thoughts, Ricky? That can definitely act as a catalyst for both Sprint and T-Mobile once that news is released. But obviously, we want to see if it acts as a valid catalyst to drive both the prices, both of Sprint and T-Mobile up. And it looks like there will be direct competitors for something like AT&T and Verizon, which are most likely like the two most powerful and reliable networks currently. So maybe by T-Mobile and Sprint working together, then they could be a little bit more aggressive as well. So MANH. Okay, so yeah, volume looks a little low. Why is it so volatile? Yeah, volume's pretty low on this. And the reason that I could see on why it potentially is pretty low is because I could see that it's kind of all over the place. You see this this EMA line? It's not really pointing up, right? It's not very consistent. It's kind of volatile and it kind of goes all over the place. So the EMA line would not be a very solid, with patterns so volatile like this, you would want to make the SMA line or the EMA line a little bit more loose. So a little bit of a higher, maybe 30, 35 on whatever reacts better to this overall pattern. You can see that it's been actively trending up. You can see that last time it got rejected by this SMA indicator. So I'd look out for that. And based on the current price point that it's at right now and where the SMA line is at, this just wouldn't be a good deal for me. So thank you for the call out, but just not the best deal in my opinion. Smart. Okay, so again, this is way overextended. I don't need to dedicate too much time into this. It has very low volume. You can see on when it spikes up, there's huge increase in volume. You can see my volume bars right here, right? You guys could all see that. So very low volume. I don't think that it's going to continue to. Yeah, I know this company too. I think it's way overbought. Yes, it's been actively trending up. I just think it's way overextended. It does not look like it's a good deal. Yes, the MACD indicator is signaling a buy and that it can continue to actively trend down or up. Just not in my. It's just not something that I'd be comfortable with trading. And also strong descending pattern on the 3-year chart. So 5-year chart, 3-year strong descending, 1-year showing signs of a potential reversal, at least with the past couple of months. So. I don't know. I don't know too much about this one. I would have to do a little bit more research on fundamental analysis. So, and that's not really something that I do. So, Gurn. All right, so Gurn has been showing signs of this uptrend pattern, especially with the volatility. First of all, I don't like Gurn. I thought it was way overhyped when it was actively trending down. You guys know I don't like all these stocks that like what is that? HMNX, something like that, or HMNY. It was like one of the most talked about stocks for about like 1 month. It shot up like over 1,000%, and now people aren't really talking about it now because it's all the hype isn't there. So again, just take that into consideration. The volume has been dying out. The overall amount that it's been increasing has been really descending. Yes, it's at the SMA line, so if there were a time for it to bounce, would be about now. So if you want to take on the risk, great. That's all power to you. It is showing signs of a potential support and potential reversal at around the SMA line, and then, goodness, got it. And showing signs of this potential resistance right around like 450, or just understand the resistance as it's pushing up. In my opinion, yeah, it's 10 to 15% potential for profit. I mean, it might be worth it for you. I wouldn't go in very aggressive with a large account value, especially with a lower cap stock. Just something to take into consideration. And yeah, so yes, I would wait for the reversal. Keep a very close eye on the direction of the EMA. And when it gets going, it definitely gets going. But just know that volume does play a huge increase in companies like this. So, live chat. Shoot, I wasn't doing live chat. I was doing top chat. I apologize, team. Okay. All right, so HAL. So HAL has been actively trending up, right? No question about that. It's at a price point on where it was a previous support, which is now acting as a new resistance. The EMA line is still pointing up. It's not very consistent, though, in my opinion. I don't really like trading stocks like this. You can see that there's a previous pattern right around 52. Do you guys see that previous consolidation? Makes sense. And this potential support right around here. So there's this range, and does that look like a good deal? No, not really. But again, there's another range right around here based on previous patterns on why it can continue to trend up and then push up about here. And it's about 11%, but I think it's still too soon to tell. I would need to see if this actually breaks above 53, if it pulls back and then actually gets a confirmation of that uptrend pattern, then that might be something worth potentially trading, and that still offers nearly 10%. So great call out. I think it's a little bit overextended. I think it can reverse. And even with its earnings coming out, which offered like it didn't influence the stock too much. I would just, and last time that it did that, it was kind of overextended as well, and then it, pulled back. So just something to take into consideration. SBS. Okay, so SBS is actively showing signs of an uptrend pattern. It is still trending down below the SMA, so something also to take into consideration. The volume is pretty low on this one as well. You could just tell by the volatility. Let's see. Yeah, about 7 to 8%, not bad. And I don't know. It's just the patterns aren't very consistent. You kind of see how this is all over the place, at least in my eyes. Maybe if you guys see it a little bit better. I guess at around $10, this is kind of like a range on where it tends to consolidate at. Yeah, it was just a little bit hard for me to see. And then I'm just going based off this resistance right around $11. So based on that understanding, you can see the SMA line on why that would act as a resistance. I would wait for a pullback confirmation, see if we can get a bounce at the EMA line, and then see if we can continue to trend up. And based on previous patterns, it does tend to have pullbacks. So maybe something to follow up with. So just keep a very close eye on the direction of the EMA, understand the difference of a pullback and a break of pattern, and then make sure that you understand the range that it has to cover so you know when you're getting in at a good deal and when it's time to sell. So good call out. ADVM. ADVM. Still, do you see how it previously acted as a support for the SMA line, and now it's acting more as a resistance? This is something that I would like to stay away from. So again, old support levels becoming new resistance levels. It's almost showing signs of this peak formation. A lot of consolidation around this price point. So 650 being a previous support is now acting as a new resistance, with this curling SMA acting as a resistance as well. I wouldn't focus too much time on that. I already talked about drip. May. All right, I'm going to do 3 more. And this one does not count as one because although it is actively trending up, pattern is not very consistent. It's just, yeah, I would not see too much value in this one. I don't have a lot to go off of when it comes to this. I would have to do a little bit more fundamental analysis on why this would push up, and also the earnings is a little bit too close. Jill, let's see. So still 3 more. Let's get some good one, guys. No, I don't like this one. Very strong descending pattern. 1-year chart, strong descending pattern, continuously gets rejected by the SMA. Yes, there's the potential for the reversal and for this thing to push up to the SMA. Yes, it does offer huge margins, but volume isn't going to be there. Yeah, it's just not something that I would trade. You guys can, again, look at the different time frames and try to get a better understanding of what indicators and what time frames work well with the patterns that Jill has to offer, whatever stock it is that you are trading. I tend to focus on the 180-day, and it works well for me, just not with this. It's definitely, it's doing this cup and handle pattern. That makes sense. And yeah, the margin of profit can be worth it. Just the risk is a little bit too high for me. Guys, ticker symbol format. Let's do 2 more. So site. Nope, actively trending down. That doesn't count. Run. And I hope you guys know that I'm not doing it to be mean or anything like that. I'm not dedicating time to breaking your stocks down because you haven't dedicated time to break them down yourself. So why is it that you're asking for help when you haven't even helped yourself? It's with that simple understanding that I know that, like, you know, come on, like, you know, if you're wanting to make money, then dedicate time and learn about the market. We're not here to spoon feed people, remember? I don't sell signals. I don't tell people where to buy and sell, like all those other like BS platforms. We're here to educate people on how to become self-sufficient traders, to do their own due diligence, and to become, you know, well off on their own, that they don't have to rely on anyone else. And if I were to break down every stock just for you, without you having, you know, you guys wouldn't necessarily need me. There's so many people within the Learn Plan Profit Group and TechBud Solutions that don't need me to break down their stocks because they have a good eye for value, and that's what I want for each and every single one of you. So with Run, showing signs of it being a little bit overextended. Yes, it is showing signs of an uptrend. Pretty close to earnings. It's about a week away, right? No, it's about almost like a week and a half. So margin of profit that it has left to cover to that $10 resistance is around 5.5%. Yeah, it makes sense. Even if it gets a pullback and pulls back at the EMA line, about 10%. So I would keep a close eye out for this one. I would keep a close eye on the direction that it points. Just look at the previous time that it pushed up, pulled back. It did trend down, but it really held pretty well. So just maybe go with a looser EMA and see if that works a little bit better. It's just showing a lot of volatility here and a potential resistance right around 950. Something to take into consideration. Last one. Let's see. CY. Let's see. Is this going to be the last one? No. That's descending. Come on. I already broke down NUGT. I can't even pick one because it's going on. So PTN. Is this going to be the last one? Okay. This one's actually not a bad one. It's probably one of the better ones that have been called out. Again, the volume, I can tell that's pretty low. Yeah. All right, I'll do another one after this one just because the volume is pretty low and that doesn't work well for everyone, and the actual dollar value is pretty low as well. I really like how consistent this pattern has been, and do you see how it validates the SMA line as a support? This is what I like. It's very consistent, very easy to understand when it's a good buy and when it's a good sell, right? And right now we can see that it's definitely on the oversold side. We want to wait for the confirmation, again, patience, right? And then waiting for it to validate what it's done based on previous patterns. And we can set our alerts here for with a break at or above that price point. I like this one. I'm going to add it to my watch list. PTN, it's not actively trending up, and that's why you don't see it in my watch list here. But yeah, it's definitely a decent call. I'll do one more. CRSP. I already did that, bud. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. So I haven't done this one. I haven't done this. I did that within the Learn Plan Profit group. That's why it looked familiar. Let's do this one, and this is going to be the last one. Right now, it's showing signs of a lot of consolidation, what it's done before, at around this SMA line. Validates the SMA line as a support, so we could use that as a solid confirmation. I'm going to set my alert for the break above 50, and the reason why is there's this previous resistance that it has very close to 60, but I'm going to set it at around 58. It's a little bit more conservative. So from $50 to 58, the potential for profit is about 15%, and all we now have to wait for is the reversal. Right now, it's still kind of just consolidating. It's not descending, nothing like that. We just need to wait for the reversal, just like last time. So focus within this pattern, what it did here, what you saw here. Again, the MACD indicator, right? What is the MACD indicator doing? Same thing as it did last time. RSI, is the RSI again showing it to be oversold? Is it bouncing at the SMA line? Again, just looking at previous patterns and seeing if it's working well with that. Also, this could completely get rejected and trend all the way down to $20. So just don't think because it's done it before, or it's done it multiple times, that it has to do it again. So I think this is a good one to end on. And I'm going to add this one to my general watch list if I don't have it already. Yep, don't have it. So CRSP. All right. What is SMA? So that is telling me that you have not watched my videos or that you're not part of the Learn Plan Profit lesson library. No worries. So the SMA indicator is a simple moving average, and it's a little bit, it's not as aggressive or as volatile as the EMA indicator. So it's the exponential, that's the EMA, right? Exponential moving average. I have videos on that on YouTube and both in the Learn Plan Profit lesson library. So there we go. Is it Toby? Thank you again for the help. So I'm not going to be doing any more breakdowns on any of the callouts, so please stop asking them. So what is the MACD indicator? I have a video on YouTube about that as well. I have a video about that in the Learn Plan Profit course as well. So what future would you use for something like LABU and LABD? So Marco, if I'm not mistaken, you're actually part of either TechBit Solutions or Learn Plan Profit. We can look at LABU and see what type of ETF it is. And if not, you also have access to the ETF list that I shared and future list that I shared within the Learn Plan Profit lesson library that you can do your own breakdown. And please do your own research on that as well. So we got Joanna Hernandez saying, thank you for starting this community. Of course, it's my pleasure. Ricky, I'm sorry, but is there any way that you could explain one more time what the difference between the breakup pattern and the pullback is? Diego, I have a video exactly talking about that. A breakup pattern, how to know the difference of a breakup pattern or a pullback. Please watch it, and it's on YouTube. Please watch it. Again, Adam, I am not doing any more breakdowns. Please stop asking. So, I'm not going to, oh my goodness. But yeah, that's really just it. So, right, Don? I know, I agree. I'm pretty much Jackie Chan with all these, what's it called? With all these flies. Do you prefer trading ETFs or stocks? I find ETFs to be very consistent. And if you guys see, probably, Don, what would you say? For all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit and even TechBit Solutions that watch me trade like every single day, I probably trade 90% ETFs, and now just because I'm focusing on swing trading a lot more, just due to my schedule, I'm pretty busy, and I do very short-term swing trading. So about 1 to 3 days is usually the range of how long it is that I hold a stock that's actively trending up, and I can usually pull a couple $1,000s off of that due to my account. So about like maybe 5 to 8% on average I can take on and make a profit on per position, right? So yeah, they work well with me, and that's why I talk about them. But I don't encourage you to trade them, especially if you don't see value in them. That's why I just talk about them. I share the concept of how I break them down, how it is that I see value in it, and I hope that you see value in them as well. But I don't need you to. We're all wired differently, right? People do very well with trading OTC stocks. I don't, right? But that's why we have Brad. Brad is an amazing OTC stock trader, and we have an amazing OTC stock group. If you guys haven't subscribed to him already, if you guys have like 2 seconds, feel free to go on over to, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. Let's see. So you guys can go over to my YouTube channel, and on the right-hand side, you will be able to see that Own the Chaos, that is Brad. You guys can subscribe to him. He does all OTC stocks, And there's also an OTC stock group chat within the Tech Solutions chat. There's Vin Freddy, which with the crypto, and then Robin and Harley, who post almost every single week, as you guys can tell. But yeah, we have a pretty fun and solid team. So, but most importantly, we have our very active admins such as Lupo and Ferris. So I do want to give a shout out to them. And if you guys ever see them within the Tech Solutions main chat, just thank them for their time if you can. So you should sell TechBud fly swatters. You guys are hilarious. We're in 55 minutes. So when is there going to be a sale on the Learn Plan Profit course? So I don't know. Let me know if you guys want me to make a sale right now. And let me know how many of you guys want to actually sign up. If you guys want to watch me trade and want access to all the video lesson libraries, it's I think the first or second link, it says like Learn Plan Profit lesson library. Let me know and I'll create one if you guys want me to. So where's the neck pillow? Neck pillow, I lost it. I think it's in one of my cars. So Ricky, are you still selling t-shirts? Yes, to an extent. You guys can check them out. It's TechBuds Apparel. You could Google it, or it's one of the links down below if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you guys can check it out. They're like $9 TechBud tees. Again, we're not in it to make money. I lose money actually every single time I sell one. So not the best business structure. But I love seeing our community, support TechBuds, and that's what it's all about. So thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. Give them my coupon code, Don. You guys cracked me up. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me make sure. Let me actually just do it just for you guys. So I'm going to do it for the first 20 people that enroll. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do a special sale for you guys. We need LPPTs. I know, I agree. All right. So for the first 20 people, coupon code is going to be, what's the fancy word that we should come up with? What should be the coupon code? I'm going to do it. Our normal sales are anywhere from like $25 off to $35 off, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have this one be $50 off. It'll be a limit to the first 50 people, first 20 people, I apologize. It will expire by tonight. What should the special word be? Coupon code. What should it be? Boom, boom, boom. Coupon code should be money. I like that. Oh, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, though. Dingleberry. Oh my goodness. Let's do Dingleberry. So Dingleberry. That is Dingleberry. Add coupon active. All right. So I'm going to add it here one more time. So there it is. Let me see if I can have this. I can't even stop it. You guys see it there? I can't do anything. It's moving too quick. All right, whatever. But yeah, coupon code Dingleberry. You will save $50 off for the first 20 people. And I do want you guys to know that please read the entire landing page. Everything it is that you need to know is everything is disclosed. It's a one-time fee. Right? You gain access to the course for a lifetime, and then you gain access to our private group chat, which you get to work with not only me, but the Learn Plan Profit team every single day. And then you also get to watch me trade live every single day at Market Open. So if you guys would like to be a part of that, great. We'd love to have you. If you don't, 100% understand. But yeah, that's really just it. So promo code Dingleberry, Dingleberry. So, and then it's the first or second link in the description if you guys want to check it out. So, do you plan to invest in commercial real estate? That would actually be something that I would like to look into a little bit later, maybe when there's a little bit more of a market pullback. So, yeah. So, Yeah, so we got Roberto, and you guys that are part of the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library, feel free to share your honest opinion. There's a bunch of reviews online already. I received nothing but positive reviews, so feel free to check it out. Another day, another dollar. I like it. Alrighty. So, do you still offer one-on-one calls for the new LPP members? I do not offer one-on-one calls. So I upload daily. I offer daily live streams where you can talk to me and chat with me every single day. So it's kind of like a daily Sunday stock talk. That's what it is. I talk about what I'm trading. You get to watch me trade live, and then I get to break down stocks for you as well. So, yeah, it gets straight to the point. No fluff, nothing like that, kind of like the YouTube videos. It's all straight to the point. So, that is really just it. I want to thank you guys again so much for your time. I'm super excited for this week. You guys saw the profits that we brought in last week. It was a very slow week, although, how it played out. I was able to close a little bit over, I think, $2,300 profit last week. A little bit slower than my previous weeks before. Man, what the heck? But yeah, I'm really pumped for the series of different stocks that I'm kind of looking forward to for this week. Just to recap, again, there are 4 that I'm going to follow up with, not that I'm trading, that I'm going to follow up with this upcoming week. The first one is LABU. The second one is DGAZ, DGAZ. The third one is JNUG, JNUG, and then NUGT goes in correlation to that. And then the last one is USLV, and they're all ETFs. So, yeah, that's really just it. All right. Thank you guys. Oh, there we go. Darren, you're on it. LABU, JNUG, DGAS, and USLV. Darren, I like you. So, any promos for flipping wheels? That was actually one of the, okay, so I talked about first of all, for those that are tuning in, if you guys can dedicate just 1 second, you guys don't have to like this video if you guys don't want to, do me the biggest favor. I am uploading my first video on the new YouTube channel. If it does not show, please refresh the page. It's the first link in the description. It's the new YouTube channel. It should look something like this, right? It just shows me and my roommates. I believe the channel is called Milky Boys, something like that, or I'm not too sure, but it's the first link, right? Let's see where we're at right now. It doesn't actually, I don't know if you can see the amount of subscribers that they have. If it's not working, then I'll follow up with it and I'll share it within the group chats later. And I'm going to share the link with this. I'm going to share the link to the video tomorrow. I can honestly, you guys are going to just have to check it out. And you guys can decide if you guys want to stay subscribed tomorrow. But trust me, it's going to be just weekly videos of just straight lifestyle. You guys will be able to see everything that is that I do on a day-to-day. People always ask me what do I do when I wake up? What's my schedule and running the series of businesses, the meetings and stuff like that. It's going to be, I think, really cool. We partnered up. It's not me filming or editing. We partnered up. His name is Aaron, super cool guy and super talented with that stuff. So I'm super excited. Honestly, it looks so cool. I can reassure you, it's by far the best video ever going to be published. Even if it was published on my main channel, it's the best video by far. That's it. So, we got Angel, I think, that shared the link. There we go. Yeah, so Angel shared the link. If you guys want to check it out, yeah, feel free to do so. So, yeah, that is really just it, guys. So let me actually just do a full then. Thank you guys again so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys all have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Continue working hard. Continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. This Sunday Stock Talk went on for over an hour. And yeah, that is really just it. I want to thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. All the links are down below so you guys can stay connected. And I will be announcing updates on the Flipping Wheels course. There was something that was going on with the course and some errors that came out. So I am going to be following up with all the people that are part of the course. But there is a challenge that I'm going to be hosting that for everyone that purchases the course within the next week, I'm going to announce it all structured. But I'm going to offer you I think it's 60 days money back if you don't end up flipping and profiting or making a profit on your first flip within the first 60 days. Something like that. That's how much I can assure you what it is that I cover in the course will expose you to this market of buying and reselling cars and motorcycles that you have never seen before. I just know it because we do it all the time. And I'm super excited for that. So hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your week. and let's kill it. Let's keep it consistent. Let's keep it simple, and let's focus on quality. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.